Beginning. The accident that started everything. My name is Darren Cole, and I have made many mistakes in my life. Forgetting birthdays. Burning instant noodles. Accidentally sending a text to my boss meant for my brother. Small things. But nothing compared to accidentally crashing my tiny cargo hauler into the flagship of the Valorian Empire, homeworld of one of the most powerful alien civilizations in the galaxy. It happened on a Tuesday. I was hauling mining supplies through the Zirian Drift, a nebula so bright and disorienting that flying through it felt like piloting a ship while drunk, wearing sunglasses, and being shouted at by ghosts. My NAV computer glitched, my stabilizers failed, and before I could react, my ship was yanked sideways by a gravitational eddy, right into a silver and indigo colossus the size of a small continent. Alarm screamed. Metal shrieked. My cargo spun wildly. The hauler slammed against the alien vessel's hull and stuck like a bug on a windshield. I thought that was the end. Lights flashed. Gravity warped. A tractor beam engulfed my ship, pulling me toward an enormous glowing hangar. Great, I muttered. Not only am I dead, I'll probably be vaporized before they send the repair bill. When the bay doors sealed behind me, a full squad of armored guards emerged, tall, sharp-featured aliens with glowing teal eyes, carrying blades made of curved light. At their center stood a woman who made the entire galaxy seem dull by comparison. Queen of Varia Valoria. Tall. Radiant. Silver hair cascading down armor engraved with constellations. A crown like a halo of stars. And eyes, gods. Her eyes, violet and electric, like twin nebulae watching the universe with amusement. She looked at my wrecked ship. Then at me. Then back at the dents I'd left in her flagship. You, she declared, pointing a clawed gauntlet at my chest, have committed an act of collision against the sovereign vessel of the Valorian Queen. I swallowed. It was an accident. An accident, she repeated slowly, stepping closer against me. I nodded, sweating. Her lips curved into something between a smirk and a snarl. Under Valorian law, she announced to the entire hangar, you owe restitution equal to the offense committed. And the only acceptable restitution, she paused dramatically, is marriage. I blinked. Marriage? She flicked her hair over her shoulder. Yes. You must marry me. I stared at her. She stared back, absolutely serious. And that was how my problems got significantly worse. The queen who wanted a human. I was escorted, not gently, to the queen's private hall, where crystal windows overlooked swirling galaxies. The room shimmered with floating shards of light, Valorian tech I didn't understand. Queen of Varia lounged on a throne grown organically from living metal. You are a human, she said, studying me like a specimen. Short-lived. Chaotic. Unrefined. Wow, I muttered. Flattery really works differently out here. She tilted her head. Yet humans are curious anomalies. Resistant to mental manipulation. Adaptable. And statistically more likely to survive disasters than many species. I blinked. You did background research on humans? I study all potential threats. Threats? Me? She pointed at her ship via hologram. You ran my flagship at full speed. By accident. That is precisely what makes you dangerous. I rubbed my face. So, your solution is marriage? It is the only binding contract among my people strong enough to prevent diplomatic fallout, she said. If I claim you as my consort, then your offense becomes a personal matter between us, not a declaration of war. How about a fine? I suggested. A warning? Community service? She waved a hand dismissively. Insufficient. So your answer is marry me or die? My answer, she corrected, is marry me or force me to exterminate your species to maintain royal honor. I groaned. You're joking. I do not joke. The worst part? She didn't look remotely angry. If anything, she looked intrigued. The bonding trials. Valorian marriage wasn't simple. It required trials. Several trials. Deadly ones. Trial of power. Trial of unity. Trial of heart. I tried backing out. Guards gently pushed me back in. Do not struggle, one said. It excites her. What does that mean? She likes challenges, he whispered. And your refusal makes her more determined. Great. Just great. Trial 1, power. This wasn't about brute strength. It was about endurance. The Queen wanted to see what humans could survive. I was placed inside a chamber filled with shifting gravity, electrified platforms, and drones firing stun blasts. The Queen observed from above, lounging like she was watching a cooking show. How am I supposed to pass this? I shouted. By not dying, she replied cheerfully. I dodged blasts, crawled under beams, jumped between platforms. At one point, I face-planted so hard the floor asked if I was okay. But somehow, I survived. Not gracefully, not impressively, but alive. Averia clapped. Excellent. You did not explode. That is better than my last suitor. I stared. What happened to him? A minor disintegration. How minor? Only the top half. I gulped. I'm honored to have kept all my limbs. You should be, she said proudly. Trial 2, Unity. Here, we were tethered together with an energy chain. We had to navigate a labyrinth while our movements synced. If one of us hesitated, the chain shocked both of us. I stumbled a lot. Averia glared every time. You are uncoordinated, she scolded. You walk like a predatory cat wearing armor. I shot back. It's hard to keep up. Then try harder. She purred, pulling me close. Or, would you prefer I drag you? That depends, I muttered. Do I get dental insurance with this marriage? Her eyes glowed with amusement. We reached the center eventually, both breathing hard. She brushed a hand across her hair. You are unpredictable, she murmured. I like that. I wasn't sure whether to be flattered or terrified. Trial 3, Heart. This one was strange. We stood inside a circular chamber. No weapons. No puzzles. Just the two of us. What am I supposed to do? I whispered. Averia stepped closer, her violet eyes shining. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you. I froze. She wasn't threatening me. She was testing me. I swallowed. Because I didn't crash into your ship out of malice. She tilted her head. Go on. I don't want war. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to live quietly, fly my ship, and avoid things like this. She blinked, intrigued. And yet, I added, when you demanded marriage, I didn't run. You were surrounded, she reminded me. True, I said, but even then, I didn't want to run. Averia stepped even closer. Why? She whispered. I hesitated, but honesty won. Because you're fascinating. Silence. Then, Averia's lips curved softly. The trial is complete. Middle. The truth about the Queen. After the trials, I expected to be released or executed or forcibly married. But instead, Averia invited me to her private chambers. The door shut behind us. Her armor dissolved into ceremonial robes of shimmering light. She stood by a window overlooking the stars. Do you know why I reacted so strongly? She asked, not turning. No idea. I am the last monarch of my line, she said softly. My people believe the Queen must bond with someone whose spirit can balance her power. She looked over her shoulder. When you crashed into my ship, the impact didn't kill you. It should have. But your energy signature stabilized the shockwave. You resonate with Valorian energy. You mean I'm compatible? Annoyingly so. I snorted. Should I be offended? Yes, she said, but also flattered. She approached slowly. When I first saw you, I sensed it. A strange harmony. You are human, imperfect, chaotic, and honest. My people fear honesty. I crave it. She took my hand gently. Marry me not for law, not for tradition, but because in the entire galaxy, you are the one who collided with destiny and survived. Her voice softened, and because I don't want to rule alone anymore. I stared at her, not the warrior queen, not the demanding monarch, but the lonely woman underneath. A woman with galaxies of responsibility on her shoulders. A woman who had seen countless suitors lie, flatter, or manipulate. A woman who wanted someone real. I exhaled slowly. Averia, I don't know if I can be a king. You don't have to be, she said gently. Only my partner. The wedding and the attack. Despite my doubts, I agreed to the marriage. But Valorian weddings were never simple. Ours took place in the Celestial Hall, a chamber filled with floating lights and crystalline pillars. Hundreds of Valorians gathered. The royal guard lined the walls. Averia stood opposite me, robes flowing, eyes glowing brightly. Darren Cole, she said, do you accept the bond of unity? To stand beside me, even when galaxies fall. I swallowed. Yes. And do you, Averia Valoria, accept him as your chosen one, your equal, your partner, your anchor? She smiled, soft and fierce all at once. I do. Light wrapped around us. We were officially bound. But before the applause began, boom, the hall exploded. Assassins stormed in, masked in obsidian armor. Averia spun instantly into battle mode. They seek to kill you, she snapped, to break the bond. I grabbed the fallen weapon of a guard. And you. They want to capture me, she hissed, to claim the throne. Then, I said, raising the weapon, let's ruin their plan. She laughed, a wild, radiant sound, and the two of us charged together, ending. The king who crashed his way into destiny. The battle was brutal. Assassins attacked from every angle. Averia fought like a living supernova. Blades of energy forming around her, her movements a deadly dance of fire and light. I fought beside her, not as skillfully, but fiercely enough to make her proud. At one point, an assassin lunged at her from behind. I tackled him before he could strike. Averia froze, surprised. You protected me, she whispered. Of course, I gasped. We're married. Her eyes softened in the middle of battle, then hardened again. Stay behind me, she commanded. No, I said. She blinked. No. We fight together. A slow smile spread across her face. You really are impossible. Together, we defeated the last assassin. Silence filled the hall. Averia stepped toward me, placing a hand over my heart. Darren, she murmured, you proved yourself today, not by surviving trials, not by obeying laws, but by standing with me when it mattered. She leaned close. And now you are mine, my equal, my chosen. I smiled weakly, all because I accidentally crashed into your ship. She laughed, bright and beautiful. Some destinies, she said, tracing my jaw gently, begin with chaos. She pulled me into a kiss that felt like the universe bending around us. When she finally pulled away, she whispered, Welcome to your new life, my husband. And somewhere in the stars, my poor cargo hauler drifted alone, probably still dented. But me? I wasn't alone. Not anymore.